Hey y'all, it's Melissa at Messy Missy Creates. I'm gonna be back in my journal today. I was hoping to make a tag video as a follow-up to my pocket video a while back, but I have not had the brain cells or the creativity brain cells to do that. And it's not like it's hard to make, but I'm just I don't know. Every time I sit down to do it, and even just to play with it off camera, I get like I don't know. My brain is not all here. So anyway, but I felt like I could do a journal page or two. So that's what we're gonna do. So this is the third, and I'm gonna use one of Lydia's at February and June, one of her ink bottle numbers. These are on her Patreon. And then I might as well go ahead and use one of her fountain pen. Let me get them. The third was a Tuesday. So, aren't these adorable? They are just precious. So, I usually try to have those cut out ahead of time, but again, I'm not having a lot of crafting time, and I think that's why when I come in here, I've only been, the last so many days, I've only had like little 15-minute spurts or 20 minutes here and there, and it's not been enough to really sink my brain into something. So I had already gotten the stuff together to do these 2 days, so I thought I would do that. And I will try to do something, you know, a little bit more creative. Not that a journal page isn't creative, it is. I've probably been spending those little 15-20 minute blurbs doing some more mental health creating. You know, just that's the stuff that you do for yourself, you know, just playing, and which is something I don't allow myself to do enough. See how well this is going to match that green and the red or pinkish red. See how well that's going to match that page. So this was Tuesday the 3rd, and we had, and yes, I still have stuff to cut out. I'm sorry. We spent the entire day at the hospital. This might be an overshare or a graphic picture. I'm sorry. But this is my life right now. And with my, if you're new here or you haven't been following along, my father-in-law is very ill. And he was scheduled to have a liver biopsy this day, or a biopsy. Pretty sure it was his liver, but the cancer is spread to more than just his liver. So they planned on, you know, that was the plan, was a liver biopsy. That's what they were calling it, but I don't know if they took tissue from other areas. Anyway, that's complete overshare. So we came here to craft, not necessarily talk about organs. But the moral of the story is we spent the entire day at the hospital. And then they ended up admitting him again. He almost was too sick to do the procedure. His breathing is so bad because of the fluid that's building up around his lungs and heart. But they were able to do the procedure, and then we had to go. They wheeled us into the ER. We had to sit with, and y'all, this is a brand new hospital, and it's just, their system is so wonky that, you know, we went, and actually the nurse that was on the post-op, pre-op floor, you know, where, or the unit where they were doing the procedure, she suggested, because his oncologist is in the same building, okay? So my husband and his 2 aunts were here at the time, and they went and actually, and I'm going to tuck that back here because I don't want it front and center, but they went and actually talked to the oncologist. They wanted to see, the nurse had told him to go talk to the doctor and see if he could do a direct admit. instead of having to go back through the ER. And for whatever reason, they couldn't. So anyway, they're tripping over their own procedures, and it's making things very difficult for patients and families. And so I've never heard of that before. I mean, as far as them not being able to admit a patient. So, and they admitted that they've done it before, but they just couldn't. This is a new hospital, and when they moved, the hospital's been in our area, that hospital name, but they built a new building and moved, and ever since they've moved, everything's changed. So this right here and this right here go with this right here. You're not seeing it, right? So this is, when I got home, my friend had left a package on my doorstep, and this sweet little card that just says, thought of you when I saw this, just a little something to say I care. I'm praying and glad for our friendship. And it's a t-shirt. It still is a t-shirt, that says easily distracted by plants. And you could put and crafts and chickens and whatever. You can fill in whatever blank you want there. So, and then this was the menu from the hospital. We had lunch there, which was not great. And their food at the old hospital used to be fabulous. So, I mean, people would go there, and, you know, hospitals usually get a bad rap for food. But the old hospital, before they moved, it was, people would go there that weren't in the hospital. I mean, they would go there for lunch. That's how good it was. So, all right, I have a flip. Let's see what this is. Just a solid green. Well, it's not solid. It has a design to it, but you get what I'm saying. It's solid-ish. I'm thinking the day and date up here. And I'm thinking my gift bag maybe right here or here. It's cut off right here, so it has to go. No, maybe I'll keep it with the shirt. So maybe I'll put it over here. And I wanted her card in here, so I'm going to probably tip this in somehow. What do I want on here? I guess I can put the hospital over here. There was one more thing. Oh, I hear my yogurt done. I did not think about that when I started the video. Hopefully it will patiently wait on me. When I got home, my leg started from the shin down. See how red and purple it is? It started swelling from halfway down my shin all the way down to my ankle. And it just got worse and worse over the weekend. And I'm going to put that back there too. Yet another medical thing, right? So we don't want those front and center. This I'm thinking will be fun. I'm going to put this in here just so that I know that I don't glue something together that won't fit back in there. I was thinking this. And then it would be a fun little flip, or no. I could put it here. It would cover up this page. Also, I need to use some Happy Mail. So I think that's all of the stuff that I have to put on there. So let me look through. I had a couple of things that I'm just peeking real quick, that I had out from last time for Happy Mail. Ooh. This is my current basket of my current stuff. And this might be a good time to use this. Whoop, it's upside down. That might be a good time to use this. Something's gonna hide something, but it does cover the page. And then I may need, like, I think I have some more of these, but I may need one of these for every day. Just saying. I want to make that a flip so I can write on the back of it. But I don't want it to totally cover up my little gift and my t-shirt. So I think that will go okay right there. And that kind of covers that page. But then that leaves out this. So let me see something. Could flip it and have like this little double flip right here. I think that's going to keep that from laying flat though. I think that's going to cause that to stick up too much. Let me dig in my Happy Mail bucket, and see if there's anything smaller I want to use. Of course, I could take this and glue it and make a pocket and tags, but I don't think I want to. Let me go ahead and get this glued on, because I know I want the day and date up there. I'm pretty sure of it anyway. Like 99.9% sure. So we're going to do that. I'm using my little Ohuhu glue stick. Just because these are small pieces. Oh no, and I'm using, oh, I have that hospital menu too. So, but anyway, these will be glued down, and they match great. They match this section of the page just perfectly. It's got a little bit of that pinkish red in it, and got the green, and anyway. So I don't have to include the menu. If I were to make that a pocket, would that fit? Barely. I'd have to trim it down. Now, what I could do if I made that a pocket, I hate to hide that pattern though, but if I did make this a pocket, I could just put this in, you know, as a tag, and put these two images here, and then use the back to write on. That would be an idea. That would be one idea. I could tip this in like this, and that could be my writing space. Let me fold it a little straighter. I did not fold it straight initially. But yeah, my father-in-law is not doing well. We've now called in hospice. They came in day before yesterday and did the evaluation, and they started yesterday. They've given him oxygen, which he's struggling using. So I'm going to go over there in a few minutes, because I was on oxygen for a good 6 or 8 months. So I'm used to how that says 6-4 on it, but it doesn't matter. They're all one and the same. I'm thinking, I didn't finish that sentence. I'm thinking that I have some other, this matches this page really well, but I already have a card on this page. But this matches this little section really well, and it's a Happy Mail item, and it's a great journaling spot. But I have this right here, and I'm digging in my Happy Mail. Although this was Happy Mail, so if I use that, it counts, right? So what if I use just this matches, right? Oh, you can't see. So, because I keep leaving you out of that left side when I have a flip. Let me close my glue stick. Now you still can't see. Well, I'm just not sharing today. I know that you don't want to sit here and look at my red swollen leg. Okay, so I can use that as a journaling spot. I can put this on here. I can put this on here. I could even make a pocket right here if I really wanted to. And I mean, I could cut part of this and make a pocket. like this daily specials part. Let's see, I'm going to have to cut off most of it, so that's not going to look good. Alright, I don't really care if I use that or not. What I really want to use is this. So, and I didn't want it to hide necessarily, but it might have to just go in here. I was thinking I could slip it in that pocket. I certainly have other options for pockets. For example, the other side of this, which is this, I could cut a little strip, like a 6-inch strip off of that, make a pocket, put this in there. I could put this here, this here. Let me cut this down, because I would probably cut it down anyway. And not that we're doing bit box, but this would be out of my bit box. That was last month's challenge. The challenges are from Allison at AJ's Inspired Life. This month for June 2025 is Happy Mail. And so last month, May, was Bitbox. And what she does, if you haven't heard of it yet, she challenges herself. She draws a random item. And I think I just cut that too short, but it's going to have to be... No, I didn't. I didn't. Well, I could have cut it a little longer. But let's see if that fits in there. That does fit in there. So I could do this and this and then this. And then, since this covers all of this page, this is my Happy Mail. And I can put this on a tag, or I can just put it right on the thing. Let me trim this down. See if I can make these somewhat even. I do not know what was wrong with my leg. We did get to go out of town for 2 days, and it got really bad while I was out of town. I mean, it was really swollen and red and hot and painful. Oh my goodness. It felt like somebody took a sledgehammer to my shin. And it still hurts. The swelling's gone down. I don't know if it was a bite or some sort of infection that I got in my leg or what, but I was a little concerned about it. Okay, I think this is going to work. And then I can just find, I mean, this is another Happy Mail item. One of these, well, that's a to-do list. Trying to see if I have anything else that would match the page. You know, because I've also got these like little 6x6 inch pieces I could cut down and use for a tag. But I can use this. If I could, yeah. I think what I'm going to do is glue this down and make, instead of gluing the sides, I'm going to tape the sides. That's going to make the pocket a little bit wider, because it's a 6-inch piece of paper, and if you put glue here and here, it's going to shrink that 6 inches, which, you know, that makes sense, right? So I'm only going to glue the bottom. It's a good thing I'm not gluing the sides, because I can't run a straight line, apparently. And then I will just washi the sides. I'm going to take a little piece of clear tape just to hold it on better. And then that should give me the full 6 inches to use. Now, I need some washi tape. I haven't switched out my washi. I've been using other stuff and just kind of throwing it in this basket. But I want something that matches this green, obviously. Not like that color green. I mean, I have just this teal. That's what I used in the center. I could use this, because I've already used it. That would be this right here, because it's already right here. That wouldn't be horrible. Let me look in my big bucket just to see if there's anything that we like better. can't get my stool to roll. I need to do a switch out. I don't have a lot that is that teal. I mean that green. This one says enjoy the simple things. That just doesn't feel like it applies for that day. That's mascara. That doesn't apply to that day. Something like this, maybe this or this. Let's try those. If not, we'll stick to the other thing. The other one, that's this one. This one looks pretty good with it, I think. Yeah, sure, why not? I don't use it very often. It doesn't show up that well on that dark teal paper, but I'm okay with that. Oh no, let's at least do it straight. Okay. Whoops. I didn't cut it all the way. So, put these away, because I think we're done with washing unless we decide to, you know, do something. Let's finish the front side of this, because I think all I'm going to put on this one is the hospital. And let me see something, because this would be prettier. I'm going to trim this one way down. Although I do like the way it hid the other side. The other, you know, just that music paper. Because it's kind of bland. Okay, so get all those off. So I could put this here, and it says easily distracted by plants, which is perfect because there's flowers all over the thing. So I think I'm going to put that there, and then I'll put the hospital over here. Or something like that. So let's do that. Let me scoot back over and get all my little trash off of here. Find my little glue paper again. And I'm going to put, I need to glue this one down first, but I want to glue this one on. Let me see, I've got a little bit left in here. Not much, but nope. The thing keeps coming off. Let's see if I can, I need to dig this one out. It's about that time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on here, and I'm not going to push it all the way down. I'm going to push it down on the bottom and the sides, but I'm not going to push the top down because I want this. Okay, that's all I'm getting out of that. I have a backup. These are the Avery glue sticks, and I like them too. My favorite was Scotch Creates, but that got really hard to find. So I went to this Scotch Permanent glue stick. That one's good. And then I tried these Avery glue sticks. They're linked in my Amazon affiliate links. They were a whole lot cheaper than the Scotch, and they do pretty well. So I'm enjoying those, and they're purple, so you can see where you're gluing. Okay. So let me just get a little bit right there. So that one's pretty. It looks, you know, it looks good. That will be fine. I'm gonna put this here. Mainly want to get the edges, but I definitely want some glue in the center too. And let me see if you're going to be in frame, or at least get it over here where I can see. It's not nearly as big as the space, but that's okay. I think I got it on kind of straight. It looks crooked. It might be a little crooked. think I straightened it a little bit. It was kind of angling that way. Okay, so this is my Happy Mail. These are, I'm gonna find something to put, to make a tag. I don't want anything real bright colored. This, if I don't use this Happy Mail, I'm gonna use one of these from Allison. I think Robin sent me this one. But these also match the page really well. And the backs of them say, they're, I don't know what kind of cards they are, but this one says, think about something that's currently challenging you or maybe not going your way. Now try and avoid seeing it as a dead end or allowing it to overcome or disappoint you. Try to see if you can perceive it, even if just for a moment, as an adventure or an opportunity to grow from. I don't know that the adventure part fits with this scenario, but the other one says, embrace the magic of the number 3, connect to your inner self, breathe deeply for 3 counts, hold for 3 counts, exhale for 3 counts. Repeat 3 times. I'm thinking I would go, if I don't use this one, I would use this one. And then I can tip it in here. And that already has that washi. This one, because this one matches the plants better, I think. But I also kind of like that. That one's going to be a little harder to tip in. I might be able to tip it up. But it would give me the back to write on if I wanted to. So, and then I'm going to have plenty of writing space. I'm going to put, I think I'm going to glue these on the background. I don't know. I may glue this on the tag and write them. Oh, that's right. I was going to use, hold on, I forgot. Where'd you go? I was going to use the menu. Oh, no, that's not it. Lost it already, huh? There it is. And then I have this from my friend. Now, that doesn't have a lot of color to it. But, okay, so the menu can go, I apparently was not successful at trying to straighten how I had it folded. This should fit in here now. It does. So I can put this on here. I think it goes like that, actually. We're going to put it that way anyway. So I have that, and then that's going to hide that. Of course, this hides the green paper as well. And then if I put the hospital down here, and I put, let's say I was to use one of these cards, I could have a tip and a tip, like that. And that would be fine. And then the hospital down here. I would want to maybe ink the background of this. Well, probably should have done that first. But, I don't know. I kind of like the hang in there too. And I could just glue it down. I do like this little doggy sticker. Sometimes these little stickers come off. And it's got a little pencil. That one's not wanting to come off. It's a clear sticker. I could put it like this. And then I can still see that. And I could just glue it down. But again, I still think I can tip it up here. If I just put a little bit of clear tape right there, I think it'll tip in. Do I still want some ink on the background? Maybe, because it's just kind of white. What color would I want? Maybe this teal green. I don't know. Let me see what. This is a lighter teal, I think. Let's get a scrap paper out. I think this is too light. The cap looks good, but I think, yeah, it's too blue. So, I have a green and I have a magenta. Or this is purple, but it's, I think the green's going to be too green. Yeah, it's like a Kelly green or a Christmas green. And this one, that might work with the colors over here. What do we think? Gonna try one more. Okay, this one actually says magenta, so let's try it. I'm running out of paper here. Okay. I like that one better. That one fits. It matches this over here better. Okay, so put those up. They're in my little craft cart right beside me, along with my washi. So I'm going to ink around. Let me put this down. I might have to get a new one. Hold on. Because I don't want it's very sticky. Let me get a new one. If you're wondering, I use these are from Sam's. They're Members Mark, the food service. It comes in a pack of 500 heavyweight premium dry wax papers. And I bought that box, I don't know, I want to say like 3 years ago. And I use it as my glue paper, my ink paper, you know, everything. And I can reuse them after you let them dry a little bit. But they do start getting a little too sticky. Come on, I don't want to squeeze too hard. But I gotta squeeze a little bit. And Elizabeth does this really well. And I was struggling with it for a while. She suggested that I keep the dauber a little wetter. But I was afraid of going through my paper. Depending on what kind of paper you're using. Now, this is old music paper. And, okay, I went through right there. But, I mean, we're going to add color maybe to the other side. So, it's not a big deal. So, I can't close this yet. And I can't glue this stuff down. So, we're kind of stuck for a minute. Should have done that first. But, while we're waiting on that. Dang, it's already been 30 minutes. I think I'm going to do something different with this. I think I'm going to tri-fold it. I know it fits, but I don't know if I like this any better or not. But I could put it in here. Does that still fit on there? It does. So if I put it here and then I can write on here, I can write on the back part, I can write on the whole thing if I want. So let me glue that down to there. And that'll be about the hospital. And like I said, they admitted him again after this. So he was in for a few days. They drained more fluid. Oop, no, that doesn't go on there. It goes on here. They drained more fluid off of his lungs and heart. So he could, you know, and gave him Lasix, and so it would help him breathe a little bit better. And it helps for a little bit, but it doesn't help for very long. So that's almost dry, except that one blob area that I did too thick. Or not thick, too what? I squeezed too hard. And then I'm just going to put, I'm trying to think of what I want to show. I don't necessarily want that to show when I'm, because it's not pretty. It's just, I want to just document it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using it to document. But this was the day that it started. And I don't know if I have any other pictures of it later on, but I just wanted to document what day it started. And then that's almost dry. So we can do, I'll have to come in and glue this back in a minute. Let me put this right here so that that doesn't, I think the rest of it's dry enough, but I don't want to get, let me see if that's dry. Yeah, okay. I can put that like that. And then we can start on the next day. So the next day, I have the option of using this pink inkwell and a a blue Wednesday, or a green teal Wednesday. Or I can go back and use my, let me see how well that matches. Doesn't really. I mean, it does have the purple and the green and the orange. Let me cut it out and see if I like it. Because if not, I like the pink inkwell too. I don't need a 2. What am I doing? I need a 4. Wow. I know, I heard y'all. I really did. I heard y'all say, girl, you don't need a 2. You already did 2. You need a 4. So I appreciate it. I heard all of you. Now this day, I did go into the clinic for a few hours. We were so tired from being up at the hospital all that day, and just, I mean, we were there for, I don't know, a good 12, 14 hours. And it was exhausting. Okay, now I know I'm going to want to either put paper over here or I'm going to want to ink something. And I already have ink here, which that same color matches this page. So I might as well go ahead and ink this middle section while we're waiting for the other to dry too. I don't know how much I have. Let me put my Happy Meal away for just a second. Oh, no. Let me get my basket out. We have more of the same, except we did, we went to the clinic to begin the first day. No, I'm sorry. I didn't go to the clinic last week, the week before, but this day I went to the clinic and then we got called up to the hospital. They drained more fluid off of them, and then, so I have that and that, and then we took a road trip. We had originally, we had planned on leaving on this day, Wednesday the 4th, the evening, like after he got off work. We had planned this months ago. It was our anniversary trip. And it was our 29th anniversary. So we weren't planning anything huge, but just a little getaway, a couple hours away. And we didn't think we were going to do it, but he had called the hotel and we asked them, we told them what was going on, and we said, we really don't know if we're going to be able to go or not. Do I need to go ahead and cancel the room? And they said, no, it's fine. Just let us know as soon as you know. So they were really great about it. So as of Tuesday, we weren't going. As of Wednesday morning, we weren't going. And then all of a sudden, he's like, let's go. So I worked the clinic. We got called up to the hospital because after they did this procedure, he was not sounding good. And so his mom, my husband's mom, and his aunts and all were up there, and they didn't think he looked good. He looked real pale and wasn't sounding good. So they called us up there. So I left the clinic abruptly, and he left work abruptly. We went up to the hospital, and by the time we got up there, he was looking better. I mean, he's still not good. He's still, has terminal cancer. So, how you can only look so good with that, right? So he just was real rattly and raspy sounding, and anyway, I won't go into more detail, but So they were worried and they wanted us up there. And so we were like, okay, my husband was talking to the nurse, and he said, my brother lives 6 hours away. Do I need to call him and get him on his way? And she said, no. She said, I think he looks better. She said, I think that, oh, I was going to ink that while I was cutting that. Oh, it's okay. This is why you're not seeing many videos, because I can't get my act together. So we didn't stay. We stayed up there for a little while, and then we let, who was it? His aunts had been there, and I can't remember who went home first, but it doesn't really matter. I think we let them, because one of them had stayed up there overnight with him. And so we let them go home. And I think I rode home with them. Because I'm like, okay, if we're leaving tonight, then I have to pack and wash clothes. And it's already, 2 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever. And so anyway, I came home and packed real quick, and I know it sounds bad that we left while he was in the hospital, but we knew he was in good hands, if that makes sense. So, and he had lots of family there. I need a Wednesday. Let's see, that's in my front pocket. So anyway, I know that my videos have not been full of fun stuff and joy and whatever, but this is the season that I'm in right at the moment, and my journaling is about my daily life, so unfortunately you're catching, the good with the bad, or the bad with the good, or whatever you want to say. And but he did, they sent him home like the next day. So he is back at home. And then, I was going to look for something to go here. And depending on what paper I use, I will use those. I'm going to put these probably here. All I'm going to put on this side is our road trip thing, I think. And maybe this, I got this Ultimate Escape. I thought it said getaway, but it says giveaway. So if that tells you where my brain is. But I may save that to put on the next page, because I have like 0 to put on this page. It just says getaway. So see, this flap I don't even need, so I may cut that off and use that ice cream paper on another day, and then just, I'm not sure, but I'll worry about that day and on another day. So I want to find something that will cover that. Let's start with finding something that'll cover this. So I have some notepads that would work. It would leave a white border, which I'm okay with. Or let me measure it, because it's almost 5 inches by 9 inches. I knew that I should have known the 9 inches. Because I could put, what other kind of paper do I have? Most of the little scraps that I have, oh, that doesn't match. Most of the scraps that I have are like 3 or 4 inches. So I don't want to use those. What do I have that is scrap but that tall? Let me look in my scrap basket. Sorry, I turned around and wasn't facing you. I have, does this green match? Yeah. I mean, that was just the first thing I pulled out. I have birthday candles. I have this little flowery bit piece right here. That is it. Never mind. Too much. I have sloths. They look like they're supposed to go this way, I think. But that would be appropriate for that day. But it does not match the page. I have this that doesn't really match, but it's not offensive. You know what I mean? To the eye, it's not like a grossly over whatever. Everything else that I have has writing on it. So, I think the solid green will win. Unless, oh wait. I can't get it out of here. I have some emoji faces. That would be fun. Let's see, between the two of those, let's see which one we like better. How is that going to look? I mean, that's kind of cute. It depends on what I'm going to put there. That should be dry by now, but since I wet the other side, it's still trying to dry the whole thing. This certainly doesn't look bad. Oops, sorry, I hit you. Does this look better? Because it's got the green, and then there's the magenta in there. I mean, it's blander, but how does this one look with my day and date versus this one? That looks a little busy, doesn't it? I mean, of course, I could always put those over here, but that looks busy too. Maybe I should stick with the green. Okay. Sure, why not? And I've got green tape here, and I don't know that this is as bright of a green, and it's definitely bent. So, let me cut it from this side. No. I want, what did I say, almost 5? I'll do just shy of 5. And then put that back in my scrap basket. And then I need 9 inches. So I gotta take out this bottom little thingy. See that my arm, to go over 6 inches, I have to take out the arm. Okay, so I'm gonna do just shy of 9 so that I don't have any overage. That leaves us with a little piece of scrap. And that should fit right there. I should have gone more under 5, but I didn't. So that's okay. I'll put that in my little bit box. And we'll get that glued down. Let me get the stuff out of the way here. I'm losing track of what I have for this day and what I have for the next day. I mean, the day before, because remember, we didn't finish the 3rd. Okay. So, glue this. How is everybody doing? I should have asked at the beginning of the video. How is your June journaling going? Are you participating in Allison's challenge or any challenge? I know there's some other challenges, I think, this month that I've seen people do. I know next month is Junk Journal July. I don't know. I started off participating in that last year, and I never get very far. Okay, that's not straight, but I don't know how much I'm going to be able to actually straighten it. Apparently that much. Oh, no. No. Okay, it was hanging off. I left a big gap at the bottom. There we go. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I'll have to, maybe I'll put some washi here that blends that. As a matter of fact, that multicolored, ooh, I leaned back and almost fell off the back of my stool, y'all. I think this right here will give it a good break, like a breaking point, if that makes sense. Do I want to fold it all the way over? I think I do, because I don't want it that wide. I just want it like this. And the easiest thing to do on this day might have been to just make that a pocket or a tuck, and wasn't even thinking about that. So that might have been a good thing to do for that day. Then I wouldn't have had to have done anything to the back side over here. Okay, that gives it a little bit of, yeah, something. So I have that here. I'm going to have this in here and this in here. And then that may go here. I'm going to cut around it. But let's see if we can go back. Oh, wait. I want to put my Wednesday the 4th here. If I can get it out of my fingers. Okay, for Wednesday. Okay, let me do that. And then I'm almost out of time, y'all. Like I said, I don't know about y'all, but when I have something else on my mind, it's hard for me to create. It's a good distraction, but it's also, it can be a hindrance too. It's a little bit, that's kind of, blending into the background a little bit, but I think I'm okay with it. I could trim around it, like with a marker maybe, to make it stand out. I don't know. I was thinking about backing it with some paper, but I don't have time for that. I ain't got time for that. What about, I could do that, but I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Just not worried about it. There. It looks fine. Okay, so I have that and that glued on, and I've got this tucked in here. I'm waiting for that to dry. I need to apparently go back and reinforce the glue right here. And I just did. Okay. What I was going to say is I may have to do a piece of washi over here as well. But if I don't have to, I don't want to. Because I'm not going to find one. I would use that again. And it's not necessarily going to match the side. I don't know. I might. You just never know. You just never know. So I don't need a birthday cake this day. This is the day I was trying to decide. Now I've lost my envelope. From my friend. I think I said I was going to do this right here. Hospital up here, and then put this here. I'm going to put some clear tape on that section and this section, and see if I can make this flip. Yes. So I'll put some clear tape on both sides. Okay, it apparently is not dry because I just got ink on that, or maybe I got ink on that earlier. I don't know. But anyway, just so that I can cover that. Now I can go back and put some cuter washi there. If we want to. Which again, I don't know what I would use exactly, but maybe it looks better without the washi right there, because you just don't notice it. And this day is done, other than I, for whatever reason, now can't find my envelope with my card from my friend. That needs to go here. Well. Did I put it up here? Nope. Nope. Oh, this would be cute. Squirrel. That covers up most. Dang. Now I wish I hadn't put that on that side. Darn it. Nope, and I can't pull it up. Because the speech bubble would look better coming from here. That's kind of cute, isn't it? I don't know. I think I'm going to put this like this somehow. Overlap that. And then I think I'm going to use this smile today, which you can't see. I think I'm going to glue that there. It matches well enough. And that will fold in like that. I can write up here if I need more writing space. And then what am I putting here? I don't know. But I wish I knew where my envelope with my it's got to be in this basket. Unless I dropped it into my Happy Meal basket. I've also got some, I don't have Happy Meal on here. I have Happy Meal here. I do not have any on here. That would match. That's that washi tape, sticker tape. Here's my card. It was in my washi. No, in my Happy Meal basket. So this goes over here somehow. Now, oh, I know what I could do. Instead of folding it over like this, I could cut that down and then tip it in here. So I think I will do that. Or just glue it like that, like this. Glue it in like that, and that just covers up a little bit of the writing. But I am going to cut this down because I don't want, and it's got a peel and stick thing, but I don't want it to cover that much of that shirt. So I'll do that. So that's that page. And then I still needed, where did my, oh, I think this was my little hospital for this day. Like that, right? Yeah. And then I need a Happy Meal for this day. Oh, if I use some of this washi, this was in Happy Meal. Now, how can I use it? And I need to cut another hospital, and I'm not going to do that with you because I just did that. Oh, here it is. That's what I was going to put there. And this might actually be a very good place to put one of these. This one has a little bit lighter green. It matches the pink and my end frame. And I could just tip it in right here. That's really pretty. Let me see what else I have, because she gave me some inspirational stuff too. Oh, this is perfect. Hold on. If God is your priority, then it does not matter if the world is in chaos around you. You can walk in peace. I'm praying that your heart is comforted and eased today as you remember God is in control of all things. God is not a God of disorder, but of peace, as in all the meetings of God's holy people. 1 Corinthians. That's from Beth Moore. Oh no, I tore my 4. That would go perfectly right here. So that's Happy Meal, although this is gorgeous. But yeah, I think that's fitting. And then I could even use just to stick to the little rainbow colors. If I glue that in. Oh no, I'm gonna tip it. Which way? Tip it this way. Where am I at on time? I'm over time. You've already quit watching. It's all good. I'm just sitting here talking to myself. So all is well with the world. It is all fine. But yeah, I'm sitting here talking to myself. I think that, oh, hello, I have ice cream washi. It does not match, but who cares? It's ice cream washi. I mean, it matches the pink. Doesn't match the green, but it's got ice cream cones on it, and I never get to use it. So yeah, let's use the ice cream washi. But yeah, this couldn't be a more appropriate. I mean, it might be appropriate for next. It would probably be appropriate for any day this week or next week. I don't think he thinks that he's gonna make it long or much longer. I know they told us maybe 3 months max to begin with, but I don't think he's gonna make the 3 months. Okay, that's not straight, but it is on there and it is good. And I will, you get the picture. I'm gonna put that there and that there. And then we still gotta get away. It was hard to decide whether or not to get away. I mean, that decision did not come lightly, but our aunts and his mom and even his dad were like, go. Because you don't know when you're going to get another chance to go. And while we had multiple people in town to help, we went ahead and went. And so I'm glad we did. My husband needed to get away just mainly, and me too. It did us a world of good. So, all right, I'm going to end there, and here's my little flip. I can write on the back of this. This is a day spring, and it was in the Happy Meal from Allison. And I just got to finish gluing this in. So I have Happy Mail, Happy Mail. This literally was Happy Mail. I mean, well, okay, not quite Happy Mail, but it didn't come in the mail, but it showed up on my door. So it counts. But, all right, I'm going to let y'all go. I've been yammering long enough, and I'm making videos as I can. Oh, wait, hold up. This is the 4th. I have something else to put on this day. Well, I can come back and do that in the next video. But we met this sweetest couple at a rest area. I'll show you the picture. We met the sweetest couple, and they're from Washington State. She's actually from Hawaii. And we were just at a rest area, and they were trying diligently to take a picture. And I could see that they were struggling. So I may put that picture up here, because that's what we saw on a road trip. I made it really big. I might shrink it down a little bit, or I can cut it down. But anyway, they were struggling to take a selfie with the state sign that we were in. And anyway, I said, do y'all want some help? And of course, you know, they were talking about Southern hospitality and how everybody's so nice down here. And I mean, we've got some jerks too, but you know, she's like, oh, that would be so helpful. And, you know, I took several of them and, you know, let her make sure she got one that she liked, and, you know, that sort of thing. And of course, my husband always tells me, you will talk to anybody. And he is right. I will. I am a very friendly person by nature. And I'll trim that down a little bit, but there, that goes on our little road trip. But they were so sweet. She's from Hawaii. She gave us a little bit of a little can of macadamia nuts, just kind of a snack from her homeland or hometown or home, whatever you want to call it. So okay, now I'm done. I'll finish gluing this in without you, and that's a wrap. And I appreciate you coming along for the ride. I know it was long. Oh, what reminded me of that was because I was going to put this little picture. This is from Brooke at Recreations by Brooke. I mean, it comes on a full printable, you know, but this is one of her printables right here. Y'all ask me where I get stuff, so I thought I would tell you. I try to tell you as I use stuff, like I got this from Google and whatever. But I thought that little photo, that little camera, it's been floating on my desk for a while, and so I thought that looked cute there. All right, I hope that y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you listening to me, and all your sweet comments and all your thoughts and prayers and well wishes and everything. And I know that everybody's going through something, and this is just our season, and so it is what it is. And we're just trying to treasure every moment with them. And my videos are sporadic right now, and I'm doing them as I can. And right now I'm going to go help him fix his oxygen tank. All right, so y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you very soon in the next video. Bye.